So if you have two industrial giants, both taking on severe levels of that type of analysis, in other words, having a great deal of loss of purchasing power, is not good for either one. So that there is a winner in the fight, but both sides lose. So the winner is the one who loses the least.
I like that. The winner in this trade war is the one who loses the least. That was Alan Greenspan with Maria Bartiromo this morning, and it's an interesting issue to pick up with the former Wells Fargo CEO, Richard Kovacevic. He says right now that the back and forth on all of this isn't helping matters any. But Richard, it's very good to have you. What's remarkable is this is the first day I could think, Richard, where the markets, they're fully aware of the impasse we've got with China, and China going out of its way to say we know nothing about an upcoming meeting, more or less calling out Steve Mnuchin to say we don't know where he's getting that upcoming meeting thing. And then letting it be known that they have about $3.5 trillion to play with to support their economy if it comes to big tariffs that last a long time. What did you make of the market sort of poo-pooing all of that today and going back to fundamentals?
Well, it is surprising, I admit to that. But also, we've been up and down on trade now for how long? I mean, one day it's this way, another day it's the other day. And I think, actually, the economy, you know, based upon what's happening at Walmart, and that's basically the economy, two-thirds of the economy was strong. And I think people just said, look, the economy's going to do fine. This is just all rhetoric. Everyone's posturing. And you get back to it's in both countries' interests that they get this done.
What if they don't? What if they don't? I know you had expressed concerns that, you know, the Federal Reserve already was risking a recession with its policy. You add this onto that, and the fact that since you made those comments, the markets seem to be factoring in rate cuts toward the end of the year. Not one, but maybe two or more. So what's changed?
Well, I think if they don't get this done, I think it is going to have a negative effect on the world's economy to some extent. And, you know, the estimates are maybe 0.2, 0.3 in the U.S. because, you know, we aren't a big exporter or importer relatively. And also that it is going to impact the stock market. I think at this level of the stock market, if a trade deal doesn't get done, it goes down.
How do you think the president's handled it?
Well, I don't think he's handled it well at all. You know, the problem that, you know, the president's used to dealing with real estate developers, and this is the way you deal with real estate developers. The opposite party, particularly an Asian, has to save face. And Trump thinks he has to win. And that's very dangerous. You want to win without making it look like you're the winner. He's the opposite. He doesn't care, I think.
So if you're right and he doesn't change that stance, we're not going to have a deal, are we?
Well, you know,
yeah.
You know, he will change the stance. I mean, you know, it's in his interest. You know, he says he's put the stock market as his indicator of how good he is.
Well, that's been the wind at his back, to your point. But let me ask you a little bit about, you know, we were talking earlier in the show about Bill de Blasio, the New York City mayor, entering the presidential race. Almost to a man and a woman, they're hard left. I guess Joe Biden would be a more moderate if you don't buy the consensus press on all of this. But they all, to a man or woman, are going after rich folks, going after financial institutions. A couple of them have fingered Wells Fargo long, you know, after your stewardship there, I might point out. But my point is that it's going to be a crowd that is largely unfriendly to, for want of a better word, capitalists who they say have abused the privilege. What do you say?
Well, I think so we have to make the case. And the case is that capitalism has created the most wealth for the most people for the longest period of time at the highest standard of living of any other political system. And you just have to point out, do you want to be an extreme socialist? And, you know, you have communist China and Russia and Venezuela and Cuba. You want to have moderate socialism? You look at Europe. Europe's economic growth has been half of what it has been in the United States. Their standard of living is lower. They have unemployment for I don't know how many decades of close to double digits all the time. Is that what you want? But you have to make the case, and I think it's up to the other party or whoever they're running against to make the case that this is better than any other alternative that has existed, any other political systems that have existed.
This might be more parochial right now, but the interim CEO at Wells Fargo, Alan Parker, a lot of people are saying maybe he becomes the permanent one. You have any thoughts either way?
I have no idea what's going on. I've been retired since 2009, and I actually think it sounds like that the OCC is going to be very involved in it. So you probably should ask them.
Okay, we shall watch very closely. Very good having you, Richard. Thanks for coming by.
You.
Richard Kovacevic, the former Wells Fargo CEO.